Well, let's get more on this. Joining me now from the CND conference in North London is Kate Hudson, who's the group's General Secretary. Welcome to you. How pleased are you that Jeremy Corbyn is taking on this role as Vice President of CND?
Well, conference this morning was absolutely delighted that Jeremy has accepted this role. We feel honoured that he wishes to continue his relationship with CND. And of course, it's no surprise to any of us, as Jeremy has said many times during his campaign and since he joined CND when he was 15. And that's his principles, that's his moral position, and he personally will not change from that.
Well, that's right. That's his principles, as you say. That's his position. And yet it's at odds with many in his party. And in fact, at the moment, it's at odds with his party's policy. So do you accept that it could be seen by some as being a bit provocative, given the split in the party over the issue?
Not in the least, and I think what's fantastic is since the Labour Party conference, where it started to get an airing amongst delegates, they decided not to have a debate then and there, but they are entering into a democratic open debate within the party on this issue. I think it's fantastic that Maria Eagle is leading that forwards. I think all sides of the argument have to be heard, and I'm confident personally that the Labour Party will change its policy on this and bring it into line with security needs in the 21st century.
How democratic can that debate be, though, when the leader has already said that he'd never be prepared to push the button?
Well, people elected Jeremy as leader on a massive, overwhelming landslide. No one can have been in any doubt about his position, because he made it very clear at every single hustings and public meeting. He has a huge mandate for his anti-nuclear position, and I'm sure that that will be expressed in discussions within the party and outside the party.
And we've had Trident, of course, since the early 1980s. What do you know about how public opinion has shifted on this? Do you have evidence that people are changing their minds about Trident?
Yes, we know that an enormous number of people have changed their views on this as they've seen the security situation changing. We know there are people like Michael Portillo, for example, who was Tory Defence Secretary under Mrs Thatcher when she brought Trident in at that time. He now thinks that Trident is a complete waste, that it should be scrapped and so on. There are other people who've changed their positions. Des Brown has shifted his position since he was Defence Secretary in 2007 when the Labour government first brought this issue to Parliament. There are military people who think that the opportunity cost of Trident is too great when it comes to conventional defence spending. You know, there's a real sea change going on out there. It's great that the Labour Party is beginning to embrace this by having this open debate.
And yet, as you know, there are plenty of people who feel very strongly that the deterrent should be hung on to. Give us an idea, finally, of what Jeremy's role will involve, and is he going to be there at conference with you?
This is an honorary position. He, as your reporter said earlier on, he previously had a more hands-on role as Vice Chair. Vice President is an honorary position, so we very much welcome him to carry on the relationship in that new way. He is joining us later on for a private event, so no media will be allowed. He'll be amongst friends and fellow members of CND.
OK, well, Kate Hudson, thanks very much indeed for talking to us here this afternoon. We appreciate it.